tunnels. Although the white cell numbers were the same for the two sexes, I noticed that the red cell normals for men and women were surprisingly askew. I thought that this was very strange. A red cell's chief function is to pick up oxygen in the lungs, transport it through the blood vessels, and deliver it to every organ in the body. For all complex creatures, oxygen is the staff of life. Deprive them of this most precious element, and they will rapidly die of asphyxiation. Yet a man normally has a 15% higher concentration of circulating red cells than a healthy woman has. I puzzled over this discrepancy, even after taking into account that generally a woman is smaller in stature and has less muscle mass than a man, and it prompted the question that lies at the heart of this book. Why would a woman need less of blood's critical essence than a man? I raised my hand and asked the professor to explain the reason for this vital disparity. He replied in a way that suggested he thought the answer was obvious, and my question, had I given it more thought, was unnecessary. Women bleed and men don't. Somewhat annoyed that I had interrupted his train of thought, he then returned to the subject on which he had been discoursing. I reddened. I remember thinking at the time that his curt answer could not be the whole story. Later, as I turned over his reply in my head, I could not think of a plausible explanation for this difference. Why would a species evolve whose females, but not males, operated routinely on less than a full complement of tankers to ferry a fuel as crucial as oxygen? One could argue that the female has a normal amount and the male has a 15% excess capacity. Either way, the inequality begs for an explanation. The magic behind a red cell's seamless performance is the protein called hemoglobin. And like a set of nested Russian babushka dolls, at the core of hemoglobin lies the element iron. Iron and oxygen, because of the salutary arrangement of their outer electron shells, eagerly seek out each other's embrace. Once merged, the two form a molecule called iron oxide. Everyone is familiar with this substance. We call it rust. Rust has a signature red color. Iron oxide in rock lends to the Grand Canyon its spectacular chromatic array. It colors the fields in Kenya and the plantations of Hawaii, and rust's distinctive hue made the earth of Scarlett O'Hara's beloved Georgian Tara red. The hemoglobin molecule, with its precious complement of iron atoms, makes blood red and white skin pink, and it tints medium-rare steaks with a distinctive ruby sheen. Hemoglobin transforms iron's strong affinity for oxygen into a delicate grasp and release maneuver, allowing oxygen to be easily acquired in the lungs and readily relinquished farther down the line to the cells. The felicitous combination of iron, oxygen, and hemoglobin is central to the process that facilitates the neurons in your brain to extract meaning from what you are hearing right now. A few weeks after I had posed my red cell question on rounds, a second incident piqued my interest in the subject. During a rotation on the obstetrics gynecology service, I was assigned to the prenatal clinic where wise, experienced nurses instructed me how to care for pregnant women. Detroit's Harper Hospital in 1958 served a large population of poor people who had emigrated from other states, hoping to improve their lives in the city's then booming auto industry. Unfortunately, most women we served were unaware of the prenatal program and did not enter it, if at all, until late in their pregnancy. Playing catch-up, I counseled these soon-to-be moms about the importance of maintaining a healthy diet for both themselves and their unborn children. A key element of my care was to monitor each woman's weight, blood pressure, CBC, and blood sugar levels. My goal was to keep these four cornerstones of prenatal health within a normal range. Specifically, I tried to maintain their hemoglobin level in the 11 to 12 range, using iron pills to supplement their dietary intake if necessary. A hemoglobin level below 10 heightened my concern because it confirmed the diagnosis of anemia. Consider my consternation and sense of helplessness when I discovered that it was exceptional to find one among the late-term women visiting my clinic in possession of a normal hemoglobin count. More often they ranged from mild 8 to 10 to severe 5 to 7 anemia. My mentors sadly shook their heads, explaining